So if you wouldn't mind sharing that before Josh, like aspirations, everything with the Josh of today.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's such a great question. So, I mean, for context, like, yeah, I build audiences now, but why I build audience is actually super interesting because I believe that having an audience of your own, that putting out content, when you, let me back up. When you understand how an audience is created and you understand the parts of an audience, what an audience allows you to do is that it is the single greatest thing that I believe allows you to be yourself, allows you to it forces you to have to know who you are and like what you're about, because you have to have that attractive character who's polarizing, who stands up for things like in your audience. So number one, it allows you to be yourself. Number two, figure out what your message is. Number three, have the most amount of impact possible, because you are now building an audience, a movement of like-minded people around this message, around this mission that you have. And then also is the thing that is going to allow you to make the most amount of money and have the most amount of freedom. Now, as cliche as that sounds, you think about it, every single successful business that you know of today, across the board, whether it's ClickFunnels or Google or Nike or my own or whatever, every single one has an audience in some format, right? And so for me, when I set out to build my audience, and we'll get into the backstory here, I knew that I wanted to kind of create this world of my own, that where I could be my own thing, my own person, do what I wanted to do. Yeah. And like, I use this terminology of create your own reality, right? And my mom was always like, you can't just create your own reality. Reality is what it is. And I don't believe that at all, right? I'm really big into mindset, as you guys said, and as you guys alluded to, and having an audience and building audiences. The reason I'm so passionate about this and that I'm so passionate about telling people to go out and build your audience is because I'm most passionate about mindset and personal development and becoming the best version of yourself. And I believe that having an audience allows you to actually go and become that best version and takes off so many limitations that a job or an employer or clientele that you don't like or limited options does. Like an audience just gives you options to go out and live your best life. But if I want to back up, like I grew up on a farm. I grew up, middle class, like middle class to lower middle class. I'd say middle class. I wouldn't say lower middle class, but like paycheck to paycheck. We lived on a farm. My dad worked all the time, just, to pay the bills. My parents, like there's no such thing as like retirement or savings or anything like that. Like that was a good idea, but like you made money to pay the bills and the cycle repeated, right? Yeah. And so, at age 11 was when we moved to my parents' farm that they still own to this day. My neighbor owned thousands of acres. I helped him grow, and I had this association of like, if I want to go and create freedom, if I want to be successful in life, I need to go out and make a lot of money. That was the tie. Every problem that I had in life at that time when I was 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, right, was tied to making a lot of money. If I could just make a lot of money, that was the answer. And so throughout my journey of graduating from high school, trying to start a farming business, having it fail and run out of money, to starting an insurance, to going to college, to dropping out of college, to quitting insurance, like it was all this pursuit of like, how do I just go and make money? Because if I could just figure out how to make money, I thought that was going to, equal freedom, that was going to equal living this life that I wanted to live. What I quickly realized along the way was that there was so many other factors in that, and we can kind of dive into the story there. I got into online marketing and I grew followers. I made money. I made $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in a month before, and I was completely depressed, completely like overwhelmed, had no system, no team, didn't know how to lead people, was working 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, literally. And wow. That is not an exaggeration. My average sleep was 5 hours a night. My average time to wake up and shower and eat throughout the day was 1 hour. So when I say I worked 18 hours a day, I literally mean I worked 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. I didn't go to friends' house. I didn't go to the movies. I didn't have friends over. I didn't have a girlfriend. Like there was nothing else except for work. And that led me to this moment of something's got to change. Something's got to break. I can't keep, I'm making unbelievable amounts of money. My last job before I worked in this, my base salary was $25,000 a year. Yeah. And then any commission that I made off of that, and I made one sale the whole year. One.